Okay, we really need to do this. So let's push through one more day of writing together. I will keep trying to speak slowly, so I can be clear because I know my accent is not good. So I'll try to speak slowly. And let's remember where we stopped. So in the day zero or in the test day that was yesterday, we find out about the theme of the story. The theme of my story is this one. In fact, the title probably, I don't know if it's gonna be really the title, but it's kind of. Uh, then we find out about the promise, uh, and then we thought about a little bit of the development and also a little bit about the main character. We just thought about Angelique. I put some other characters here, but they are not developed. I just know about them because, as I said yesterday, I had some things written about this story, although I have no idea where or what I want from this after this chapter, kind of. About the time pressure. I didn't figure out about a plot, so basically what I wanted for the book was to her finish the school year in this school. She's going to a spy school, so for now that's it. What is at stake for the protagonist of the novel? We did answer those questions. She discovers that what is at stake for her is her life, her friends' lives, but then she finds out that to save it all, she will need to kill her moral principles and be an anti hero. Yeah, because she can't do what she needs to do following the morals of a hero, not in the environment that she is at least. I'm gonna make she not being able. I mean, I really believe. I mean, I really believe in constructing uh, uh, environment that doesn't allow her to be incited without killing her principles, at least in the beginning. So that was it. We know that we need a climax, we know we need a plot, but we don't have it. We were starting to think about the plot in the end of last day, that it probably could be something related to the four houses that I explained, the four houses in the school. Uh, I need to look for the name of this guy. These were like some subjects that I was thinking that this house could have or like involve, and talk about some of these subjects. I don't know. I'm letting it there. Alec is a kind of important character for some conflicts between the houses. This I can take off. This was like when I was just writing to people who were watching, if there was someone watching. Okay, so now we did a recap of what we did last week. So today, last week, last day. So now we're gonna start the first 30 minutes of author's talk. So, as I explained last day, we're gonna do 30 minutes of author's talk so we can try to find solutions for the problems that appear. My problem specifically is to find out a plot that is not like annoying and cliche because I don't want to write that. I could do like a very cliche plot, it's just so easy for me to do it because we see we see it all the time. I was like on Netflix some time ago, like some minutes before starting this, and I was looking what they have new, and they have like new concepts, but the plots are really much the same. It's annoying. Uh, like someone overtaking the other, and the hero journey. I don't know. Seems annoying to me. I really think I should try to write the book with some of these basic concepts, but I don't want to do it exactly. So I may use some of the the cliche thing. I also don't want it to be like too Game of Thrones, you know. Game of Thrones is a good example of someone leaving the cliche and still being cool. Because normally when people don't use cliche, they make a really boring story that you finish and you get like, why did I lose my time with this? So I don't want to do that either. Well, so maybe we should try to do something like, let's write the most cliche stuff ever that we can imagine, and then we try to organize it differently, like what we can change on it. Yeah, I think that would be a good alternative. So we can work with cliche, because I really think I should try to write something like this, but we also can try to alter it enough to not be boring and not so cliche too. Because I don't want to do something too difficult and complex and new for the story, because I think that would be very hard, considering that I never finished a book. That will be the first one that I intend to go until the end. So maybe we should aim for the easy stuff. So we're going for the cliche, but as I said, it's boring to me to write a cliche, so I will change a little bit. At least enough to be like interesting for me and interesting to write. Okay, so I will explain what I think about cliche, what I would imagine to be a cliche. But before we do that, let me see what else we have here in this outline steps. Craft your premise. This is the underlying idea for your story. A good way to find a premise is, is to ask yourself, what would happen if? Yeah, the premise of my story is basically what would happen if there was a school for for uh, spies, for creating spy level agent people. Well, I think you understand. Basically, that is the premise. What would happen if a young man who survives a shipwreck spends months in a lifeboat with a large Bengal tiger? Okay, so it just gave me some ideas here, like what would happen if we had a spy school. So it's basically what I created for this story until now. At least for me, answer this question, I would imagine it would be a school, so it has a lot of young people, but they also have a lot of abilities, like they need to have some physical abilities, some intellectual abilities to know, create plans and gather information and create alliances, um, those kind of things. So that's why I came up with the houses. Also, because I like schools that has groups. So also because of that, but I do believe the houses help um, explain what I think of this school. That is something like they would be together. This many kids would have to make alliances, so and they would need like partners and people to collaborate with. At least the ones that can do it better would end up being better because they would have more information and more, they have contacts. They have the one someone who knows something, or if they need information they can ask the other person. So I do believe they would make groups, and who has more influence who has more influence would be more well succeeded. So also the physical abilities would be important, but I think this the influence I don't know the influence I don't know how to say this word. Influence. I was saying right. Okay, who has more influence would, maybe my intonation wasn't very right. The influence. I don't know, influence or influence. Say it again. Influence. Okay, who has more influence would be more well succeeded into this school. At least that's what I can see. So basically, I think we can work the influences stuff for the plot, like influence war or something about it. I don't want the plot to be an external plot. I Although they are spies, and I do want to make some missions that they go like to other countries and rob, steal information from other agencies or intelligent agencies or private private enterprises and things like that. I do want to make missions like this, maybe for some of the classes and stuff like that. But the main plot, I want it to be like an internal conflict, internal for in the related to the school. I want something inside the school to be the main plot, because I think it's cooler this way. I don't want to make something like save the world or anything like that. I don't want to do then. I don't want to make them heroes, and also I don't want to go to such a big scale. Of I think if it's fun to write that, we can maybe do a second season if fights between other spy schools, or maybe between governments and other institutions against this specific school. So I think we can figure out the bigger and more complex plot for the future. But for this book, I think I would really want to be a very invincible school, in the sense that the school is like very protected and hidden. Nobody has really knowledge of these kids being there, so they don't really have to worry about the outside world. Their main problems is between themselves. So I want to make a plot that just talks about them. So we're gonna, I think having the premise here helps a lot to think about that. What I think would happen is basically a lot of conflicts between them, and it's not even who has the best um, physical abilities, because all of them are really good, but it's much more about who has more influence, who has more influence, and who can uh, protect themselves and their own better, I think. So it'd be a lot about protecting your people, uh, because if you have your people protected, you have more people with you, so you have more influence in the end. So that's basically what some of them will be doing. We're gonna describe better the plot. Let me just keep reading this one because it was inspiring me. So next it might help to try to answer a few questions to help expand the premise and generate new ideas. Awesome, that's exactly what I need. Things like, who is the main protagonist? Should I try to answer it on the paper? I did answer it yesterday, right? So I'm not gonna answer again. The main protagonist is Angelique. Angelique, what is the situation? Well, she started a new school and she didn't know what it was about, but then it ended up being a school to create spies. How will the protagonist change from the beginning of the novel to the end? Well, in the beginning of the novel, she is completely confident about herself, and she just is very immature. And in the end, she will have changed. She will have like needed to do like so many different stuff that she never imagined she would do in her life, like really against some beliefs that she had. And then she will need to find a balance between the beliefs that she had and the things that she did and what she really wanted to be. And, and then I think she will be very much more mature and with a lot of more experience for sure. How will the protagonist change? Well, yeah, I think basically she will be stronger. She'll be stronger as a person. Like she will be confident, but now based on something. You know, she did something. She knows what she's capable of. So she will have her confidence, but she will also give value to moral principles because she realized how this is like damaging her and how it damaged all the kids inside the school. So I think she will give a lot of value to this at the end of the story. What is her objective? Well, since she arrived there, she was pretty immature. The only thing she really thinks about is running away. It's like escaping the school. She just wants a normal life, her life back. Well, I'm saying this all. I'm not writing because I did wrote it. I wrote it all yesterday. And it's already written on my outline notes. But if you guys didn't do it, that's a good moment for you to do it from your story, or at least like copy the questions, and then you can you can do it when it starts our first 30 minutes of writing that we're gonna do soon. How does she get or not get what she wants? It's a good question. She will become a new person, so she will not want what she wanted before, and then she will not know what she wants. And basically, she will just want to survive. She still will want to escape, I think, but she cannot just live her normal life anymore. So she will just want to escape because she doesn't like the place, but she knows she cannot just become what she was before. Like everything changed for her after. I mean, she kills some people. That's a big thing that we have in the beginning. She is kind of forced to kill some people to survive and protect her friends. So life stopped being so simple to her after that. So I don't think she will want the same things. She still will want to escape the school. But she doesn't know, she just wants to escape there because she doesn't like the place, but she will not want to be or live her her normal life anymore because she's not normal anymore. At least she will feel like it. If there is an opposing force that is stopping the protagonist from achieving this objective, so I think it's basically the school, and it gives me an idea. I never thought about. I think we should put these questions here. What is the central conflict of the novel? What about the central theme? What are you trying to say? Okay, I think these 4 questions didn't really think about it last day, so maybe we can write it here. I'm gonna just write this part here. How does she get or not get what she wants? Oops. I just don't want to change the the style, the letters. And she keeps trying to escape the school, but the school system is really hard to escape. Then we get to a paradox that I wrote in the comedy version, but it's kind of true, because if it is a good spy school, it should be hard. It should be like prepared to avoid any kind of escape or invasion. But also, if they are really good, their students should be like good enough to escape the own school. If they are good, they are teaching them to be good enough to escape any kind of place, including the school. If they if they are really good, their students should be good enough to be able to escape anywhere. So thinking about this, she probably will keep trying to escape. She will keep trying to escape, and for that, she realizes she needs to be a good student, so she can learn enough to escape. But she will not get what she wants beside that, but she will not get what she wants. Okay, just wanted to see how it's going. She will not get what she wants. She will not get what she wants, or she wants. I don't know. but she will not get what she wants because beside that, because she cannot have a normal life anymore, because she is not normal anymore. At least that's how that is how she feels. She doesn't feel normal anymore after all that she had to do to escape. Because after all that she needed to do to escape, she's not normal anymore. Yeah, so basically the school is the main um, obstacle for her to get what she wants. So one thing that I never thought much about is who who owns the school. I thought a little bit about it. Kind of, I thought that it was like a Russian agent that came up with the idea. I wrote a little bit of this. Let me see. There is some chapter here that I wrote this. It's here. Let me just see if I find where is it. Am I a bash? It's like here. I think it's this one. Gosh. Here, this girl tell her the story of the school. There's this character that he was a Russian agent. He came up with the idea, but he's supposedly dead, so nobody thinks he is really the owner of the school because he died on the Second World War, so he's pretty old to if he's still alive. I mean, I don't think there are people are alive yet. Is that? But I think he may have found it. Found it. He may have built it. It was like a program of training that he invented for Russian agents, and then they think it was based on his ideas that some organizations not not linked not linked to any country created this place. So I'm just gonna put a short story about the school. So this guy, um, Russian agent, secret agent, wrote a program to create. Where was the? Where was this? This. Oh my gosh! I hear. Then it appeared. I think I'm just gonna copy what I had here because that's much better than I could write right now. I would make like a more short version, but it's fine. I'm gonna let here so I can know what I thought before. Wrote a program to create the best spy agents. I don't know if you say it like this. I think they are the same word, so I'm gonna just put it like this. Agent. I don't even know if that's how you write in English. Let's see. Yeah, seems like it is. So, a Russian secret agent wrote a program to create the best spy agents, spies of the world. Although he died on the Second World War. Let me do like this. It's not like this, right? It would be like this. Okay. Although he died, but some years ago, after, some institutions, not how do you say this in English? Not, I will go like this. Not linked to any specific countries. But some years after, some institutions not linked to any specific countries created the this school to develop people since they born to become kind of weapons. We become I would put like a mortal weapon, but I don't think it's that to become a. I could put secret mortal weapon to any kind of work or service. Any kind of service. Yeah, it's basically that's the concept of this school, but I still don't know who created this school. I feel like it was some institution, so probably more than one. I'll let this separated. I'll just change this color or something. Could put it even smaller. Okay, I think that's good. Well, I think this school is definitely is an obstacle. I don't know how to say this word.
Obstacle.
So the school is definitely an obstacle to Angelique gets what she wants. But also all the students, teachers, and the houses, mainly the 4 houses, but there are other houses. They are also an obstacle to her. Well, I'm thinking it's gonna be really hard to figure out the plot because I just want to put so many stuff. So I can't really come with just one plot. And I really don't want to make it too complex, but it's inevitable. Inevitable to my head, it's inevitable. but I'll try. Okay, what is the central conflict of the novel? I think we almost like done with the time. Yeah, we done with the time. So what we're gonna do now? We're gonna do 10 minutes of writing. So I recommend, if you are following and trying to figure out about your own story, I figure out that I think right now you can just try to answer these 4 questions, because the other ones we answered yesterday. But if you didn't, then answer all the questions. I think that will be useful to think about the plot. Or if you know the plot, you can just write your plot right now. I think today we're gonna basically work on the plot. I don't think we can work on the characters. I don't think we're gonna have time for that. But tomorrow we probably can work on the characters. And after working on the characters, we need to work also in the outline of the chapters. Of the story, in fact. We need to outline the story, like figure out what is the inciting incident, the climax, and the end. And after that, we can work the chapters. So, as I was saying when I wrote the, the description to the live live stream, I wrote, if someone read the description, I wrote that we worked in the outline in the day zero. Day zero? Zero? I don't know if I'm pronunciating it well, but okay. We worked in the outline, but I do believe we're gonna work in the outline the entire week, and I really think we're going to. But it's fine. I mean, we're gonna pass like 7 days on this, but I really believe if we have a good outline, we can write much easier. I was thinking about this last night. If I can have like all the things that are happening, if I really understand the place, I can figure out any scenes. I hope that at least. So I think we having 1 week of outline is not a bad time. It's not a bad thing, mainly because we're just working 2 hours. So we can use 1 week to outline. Maybe gonna need more, but I really don't want to let it pass more than 2 weeks. So we're gonna do it 1 week. Hopefully, if we need more days, then okay. But of course, no more than 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, we start really writing the chapters. In my case, I will need to rewrite based into the new things that we will figure out. But I really don't know how I'm gonna rewrite that, because most of these chapters I like it. So I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do that. But when we get there, we'll try to do it. So right now, let's do our 30 minutes writing in silence. I would put like some music. I would try to do that, but yesterday it didn't work. Let me see if I can. The desktop is turned off. I will turn off the speaking. After 30 minutes, we come back and see what we wrote and see what we still need to write. So I'm gonna be silenced for now. Ok, tô de volta. Passou a nossa primeira meia hora. Quer dizer, primeira meia hora escrevendo, né? Agora nós vamos pra segunda meia hora de. I'm sorry. I was speaking Portuguese. Damn. Got confused. Okay, so we have the first 30 minutes writing. So now we're gonna have 30 minutes of author's talk. Author's talk. I don't know if you can understand, that's enough. Let me just close this thing. At least put this like this. Alright. So what I figure out, I even wrote it here so who was following could understand what I was doing. So we answered all these first questions. So we have the theme, the premise, the premise. So we have uh, uh, somehow uh, an idea of what we want from this story. I like to think about this main purpose or theme, that what you're trying to say, the story is an analogy for something deeper. uh, I mean, I don't really want it to be a knowledge for anything. Normally it is for many people even more than that. All these stories normally make makes you think about a lot of things of the world and about your own life, and I think that's a pretty cool thing about stories. But and so I don't think what I'm trying to say will be the only thing people can take from this story, and it's also not the only thing I want to pass with this story. And I also don't think people need to understand this way. I don't think that. I just think figuring out for me the central theme and what I'm trying to say this with the story helps me um, come up with ideas for scenes and for the plot in general. I think it helps me to think about this story, knowing that I need to put like broken characters. They doing things they don't believe in, but they just starting to really think they believe or think they are certain things. So it comes up to me with ideas for scenes and things to put on the story. Also thinking that the story is to focus on people not even good or bad, being like a mix of both, and what exactly they are trying to be though. I feel like most of them are just trying to be better, and whatever does that means to them, um, not exactly morally better. Sometimes have more better abilities or having better, I don't know, contacts, influences, power, or even have better lives really. And then that would include more morals and principles and things like that. It's different for each one of them, but I think in general they are all just trying to be better because they know they're not good, they know they are bad, but they want to be better. Most of them can have some of them that lose hope to. So I do want to focus those internal problems and what that makes them be. For the fact they have these problems, what that makes it them. So it's basically helping me a lot to think about the story and the scenes that I want for this. So I think that's a cool question to answer. I answered all the questions, I think. And now in the outline tips that we were following, he said to determine the setting and then the characters and lastly the plot. I'm sure there are many more things there, but I mean, I was going for the plot today, but I really think I can't realize the plot yet. I think if I have the settings and the characters, it will maybe easier. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna focus working the settings. So I put here some of the main points of the story. One good thing about writing a story about a school is that this the entire story will be very limited in settings. They will have like scenes in same places, and I think that's pretty nice. You're not exactly going to new places, and I think it's even comforting for me as an author and also for the readers. So we are very familiar with what we're gonna have, at least in the settings. And it's also always good to have a thing that you know already, right? So I think this kind of stories gives us a good sensation in this aspect. Uh, if you're writing about a world, I mean, I have other stories that I don't write in, only in schools. I tend to put I tend to put the schools on my stories. I know I like it. I may try to write one day without it, but whatever. Uh, but I really think for me it's really good to have it defined, the settings. So as I said, the good part is that we have a short amount of settings, more or less. So what I start doing here is because I really want to figure out more about this school. I think that will help me a lot. Another thing I think we should have is a note for each of the houses. So I'm gonna put here just to remember. I really don't know. Maybe we should do it on places. Because I believe they will have specific places for it. And I will put the names in Portuguese. I even I don't even know how to write in Portuguese anymore. I think I'm writing it wrong. Oh gosh. Yeah, I think I got it. Yes, I got it. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on settings. Uh, and I will give them specific places in the school for their groups. Because I really think they have like a fancy stuff happening. Like they have a lot of benefits for having the four main houses of the school. So I believe they have specific things, and we can try to create that for them. Like figure out what would be like symbols, colors, very Harry Potter style. I think that would be fun. Uh, okay, what is the next one? Okay, I remember. And then the last one is the easiest one, the fourth house. Oh, this one is in Portuguese. It's in English, right? Okay, it's fine. I will put in Portuguese because I will put both. I like the name in Portuguese. The fourth house. I think this should have a do. In the okay. So first of all, I really need and want to figure out more about the school. I want to create some teachers. So I'm gonna need to have character sheets for the teachers. Damn, that's gonna take a lot of time. I mean, uh, if if we stay the entire month doing the outline and never start writing, I don't want to be a really bad example to the future writers that will try to follow it. But I'm sorry, I tend to outline too much. I just need to know everything. Or I don't want to line anything, or I have to line everything. So I can't find a balance. hopefully we can find this balance together and be more productive and more practical in the future, in the next books and everything. But for now, I probably am going to outline everything that I can. I'm gonna do a character sheet for all the students, even the new students, because there is a premise for the story that the new students they go to the school, but nobody knows if they leave or not the school after you enter it. Nobody knows about you anymore. So normally when people enter it, they have a test, and normally they kill, kill. They don't kill, but they have a really hard test. It's like life or death test, kind of test. So mostly 90% of the new kids die in this test, even if they are trained before entering the school. So Angelique that is not trained, she would probably die, but Angelique, oh gosh, no. So, uh, so she is not trained, so she would very probably die in this test, but she is more determined, she's more determined to live than she even thought. So she find out a way, even if it kills everything that she believes in. So yeah, she stayed alive, but it was really hard stuff. Uh, I don't know what season is about. Unique features. Let me just see the name of this in English. Yeah, I can use cottage. I think the cottage would be like real good. There are 4 cottages in the school is in the middle of the forest, so they have 4 cottages around the school. Around the school, um, it, in the middle of the forest. It's like a really big forest, but I don't know. I don't know if it could have something that nobody knows that is there, because it's just so famous forest, right? Feels like everybody knows everything that happens there, but maybe I'm just influenced by TV. I'm gonna believe that they can really hide something in there. So I will let them be in the middle of the forest. And this cottage be in the middle of the forest. There are 4 cottages around the school in the middle of the forest where the houses, the main 4 houses are. I don't know if that's gonna really happen. I just was imagining they had some cottages around. Maybe it's where the 4 houses um, get like they meet. I don't know. Okay, descriptions. That's what I said. It's just a hidden school in the middle of the forest sites. I don't know sites. What that would be? Like how it seems like what people see. They probably don't see anything. No, I will put like a little more description. I will put what I would put in the description. It is uh, mostly gray with metal with uh, a specific kind of metal that it is really isolated because nobody can enter, nobody can leave, so it is really isolated. I don't know how to write that. Isolated, so nobody like can see it from the outside, and nobody can leave from the inside. It's like super protected. It is super hidden and protected. Because they are spies, so they know how to hide stuff. I want this word. I think that's the word that would impassable seems better. Insurmountable?
Insurmountable.
I never heard that. I will use impassable. Yeah, they have a really advanced technology. That's for sure. They have they don't have magic, but they have a really advanced technology at this school. That it was like this even when I started writing before, and I kind of like it. I don't really mind. They have like alien technology almost. Although I don't think there is aliens in this story. Although the aliens could easily be the owners of this school, I don't think I'm going that deep. Need this word here. Well, I will put frosted. It is not a kind of metal that absorb. Let me see. Absorbs. It's not a kind of metal that absorbs warm. It's kind of fake metal. It's more like it's much stronger. I need to put that in the features. They have a really advanced tech that most countries and commercial organizations try to hide or to have. The ones that knows about this kind of technology, they hide it, and the ones who doesn't know, they want to have it. But this school definitely have all this knowledge about very advanced technology that governments or private stuff hide from society. Okay. So it's basically all metal, so it's all gray, kind of shiny, kind of frosted. It doesn't have windows. It doesn't have windows. It doesn't have apparent apparent windows. They don't have apparent windows. Apparent windows. They don't have apparent windows. And what else? But I think they have a normal building because there was a ball. Ball, can you say? I think so. A prom that I wrote before, and they had like a cool room, ballroom, hall, hall for parties and stuff. So I think they kind of have a tower or something like that. So I was like, there is a tower. Or near some mountain that is made of more normal material and have windows. Okay, so I think I need to include this tower here. I forgot about that. So the tower. I will put like the formal tower because I believe it's mostly for formal parties and like graduation stuff, maybe even for the board of directors to meet. I don't know, when they need to meet people from the outside. It's all happening in this tower, and the tower doesn't be no, it's not exactly inside the school. It stays near the school, but not that close. When you go to the tower, you cannot really see the school. I believe the school has like also a barrier, more like let me see how to say it. A fence. Yeah, that close. It is outside the fence of the school. I don't know, because if it's outside, it's a awesome moment to people escape. So I don't think it's exactly outside the fence. Yeah, it's outside the main fence, but it still has a fence. Main fence of the school. Although, it is still surrounded by a strong and powerful fence. Something like this. Okay, so sounds. I wouldn't put any sound. Normally, this inside the school is really silent. It's like creepy silence. That's something that Angelique always says about the house, the school when she arrived. I I remember that she's always listening to music, but then she takes the music off and it's like so silent. Let me see. Silent. It's always so silent, and she's like scared of it. I mean, everybody would be because the students they don't make any sound. They can go to one side to the other without being heard or seen because they are spies. I'm gonna say it all the time. But the thing is, they they normally do everything without making a sound, so it's really silent, creepy and cold. Outside, there are some forest noise, like bird getting closer. it is really creepy and no sound, like crowns. How do you say that? Crowns, crows, like crows, and creepy animals like crows and other birds. Also, looking closer, it's like it has really creepy animals. And what else? There's one more thing I was thinking about. Closer to the main building, closer to the fence, maybe, has some electronic noise, like zzz, like like. Let me see, like metal buzz. Oh, I will stay with buzz. Yeah, it's just about the technology and the power of the fence. I don't think the fence is like electric, just you touch it and then you zzz. No. I think it's more technologic than this, because it really avoids people to pass, and these people are really good to transposing things, so I believe they have some. We should have a note about just the technology. Maybe here we need to have a description about the technology in the school and classes. Also, we need to have a description about the safe, um, how do you say that? The safe equipments that surround let's see here, that surround the school and keep people inside. So I really want to understand a little better how the technology avoid people to escape, because probably gonna have some scenes of Angelique trying to escape. So I wanna see exactly what that could be. We can look for some references like in images of really protected places. Maybe they can have guards. Yeah, that would probably be here in the teachers and the board of directors, so we can add that. This season I don't understand really. I'm gonna see if there's some translation to season that I don't know. Yeah, I mean, how, like, season of the year? Because it's entire year, so it has all the seasons. It's also in a tropical forest, so it's probably warm always. I don't feel like it's warm, but inside the building is really cold. Okay. I think we have everything that we can have for now. We're gonna have more students, more list of new students. I really wanna have. I don't need, but I wanna have identified what is the students that arrived, and mainly first, what what is the students that is gonna survive the test. I had defined that would be like 10 students that survive the test. and start the new year in the school. So I already know that Steph dies, and Angelique kills her in fact. So yeah, she dies, and I'm not sure. I was thinking about she dying too, and this one too. He dies. I'm almost sure. I'm not. I'm not. This I'm not sure. Not sure. I'm almost sure he dies. I think they both were together on the test, and he dies. I think she can die, but I also think she has a good ship, with Alec. So I do think Alec could help her to survive. So maybe he is alive. So we have already two people, one and two alive. We need to have more eight. We can put like general names. We can do it in the next 30 minutes. Okay, it's the first 30 minutes of finished. So what I'm gonna do now is trying to figure out a little bit more about the school, mainly the students. I'm gonna look for names and references on Pinterest and WeHearted, so I can get a little more characters, and also we try to figure out some cool characters to be teachers and the directors. I still don't know who are the owners of the school. Owners, like like secret, it um ungoverned. I don't know how to say that. Non-governmental, non-governmental organizations, but I really want to have more details about it, so I also will try to write something about this if I find some cool references and have some ideas. But in general, I think we have everything. Ah, we still need the smell. I have no idea. I don't think it smells anything. What would that like? Smell metal, metal and blood. It's funny. Okay, I think that's a good smell to have there. I really think that's exactly how it smells. Okay, so basically that's what I'm gonna do, and then I will open character sheets for the new characters that I add here. I'm not writing like 100 new students that is gonna die, of course, but maybe I will write some other ones that are gonna die that I'm not even gonna write about them anything, because I wrote this and they in I think this chapter, the 11th chapter, I had already the test happened, and everybody who died already. Angelique didn't really had contact with no one else, so I don't really think I need all the students, or even any other students besides these ones. These ones were the only ones that she really had contact while she was there. But I may add like three, just for me understand more or less what is these new students, like three or four beside the ones that she met, so I can understand what are these students who died. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I tend to do unnecessary things, so I'm probably gonna do that. But I hope not take much time on this. So now we're gonna start the last 30 minutes. We're gonna just write, and I can back when this 30 minutes finish, so we can just uh, give an ending to the live, like saying what we did and all. like a conclusion, and then we finish it. I will try not to pass too much the time today. Like I passed 30 minutes last day. I hope you don't do it today. So I will try to make a really short conclusion, but I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. We basically finished the 30 minutes. I'm gonna let it pass the time, but I just wanna make a conclusion for this section of today. I mean, there's just so many things to figure out. I came up with some ideas for some of the characters. I'm thinking about these three being a group. They came from the same place. I want to make them all black and really badass. Because I think that would be cool. I think they may have like a group themselves. I'm thinking right now that maybe some of these people who survived may have like just met each other at the ball, because the ball was before the test. So they may have met each other, made like a group, seeing like, oh, this person seems like good, it seems like very full of abilities and skills, so probably it would be good to be from their groups, and then they probably may have made a group. So uh, I may group up this four. This three was already together. This last one, I think she may have done that by herself, or maybe these two together, these two together, these three, and this girl by with her group, but maybe she was the only one alive. The George and the Harry, they were in the same group. They were in the group of Angelique, so I already know their story. And then I was like, important to know who sent them, so I understand a little more what is the students in there about. This part I have already written, but he told this story, but I don't know if he was telling the truth. They both come from the same place. They both were trained in before by their some organization, their country, and then their country got a vacancy, like an opportunity to send two people to this school. So they sent them both because they were probably the best, and they want to become better and be the best in the world, like agents. So they went to this school, but I don't know if it's a lie. I really don't know. I feel like it may be a lie, when you see your character saying something and you get like, I know he's saying that, but I'm not sure he was telling the truth. I'm not sure he told the truth. So, yeah, maybe you think about it. I think it may be not true. Maybe it's another organization. He just said that. And also think about these organizations are it's giving me ideas about the plot, because I'm thinking about these guys coming from a competitor school, so maybe it will have a lot of conflicts between them and old people from the school. So that would be interesting. And mainly this race stuff, I think that would be also interesting because they are black, and as I was telling you, one of the main houses, they seem like skinheads. They are mainly white people and blonde and without hair, and then but they are not bad, as I was saying to you, so I don't want to make like a direct conflict between them. In fact, I want them to unify. I think that would be beautiful. So I think they both can unite in the end for some reason, for some common interest, in finding some common characteristics between them and everything. Like, just they are both really, really skillful, full of skills. So that's a common ground between them. They don't want to be like the rival of the other one because they are smart enough for that. So I do think these two groups are probably going to get together, but until then, I think we're gonna have a lot of conflicts, not between them, but between them and the most of the school. Because yeah, so I think that'll be interesting. Also came up with some ideas of some cool characters. They are kind of cliches, but since the story is kind of based in anti-heroes, I think it's fun if they have like this pretty cool vibe of being confident and cocky and all of this. So I think would be interesting, mainly because they don't go there unprepared. They they are young, but they come already from a training, not as intense as the old students from this specific school. But yeah, so that was what I did. I was looking for references to build up these characters. I don't know their names yet, but I think I will keep working on this tomorrow because I cannot write right now anymore. So probably tomorrow we're still gonna try to figure out more about characters and teachers and board and the school owners and the school, yeah, mainly the owners, because I know the story of the school already. So I think if we can finish the school tomorrow with at least the name of the characters, teachers, directors, and these organizations, that will be really useful. So then we start completing all the other all the other sheets. Yeah. Oh shit. That will be like complicated. I mean, it's not complicated. It's really cool to do, and it's easy. The problem is, I don't know if that's gonna really help me to write. I hope so, because as I said, I never really wrote anything, and normally I do need all these outlines to start writing. Kind of, at least, I think I need that. So I'm gonna do it, and we'll see how it's gonna turn out. I will keep doing because it's fun. So, and I think it may be useful. So if you want, you can do it with me. Not mine. You can do yours. You go building up your world. But yeah, tomorrow we try to finish the school, and then more places in the school, and then some of the characters sheets too. Also, I think it would be really good to have uh, about the main houses. Yeah, I have already here the four houses, but there are also another houses that are not the main houses, but can be a problem to the main houses. So I think I should make um, also a sheet about it. It's basically that. So you keep outlining tomorrow. You keep trying to figure out the world and the places and the characters for now. Uh, I really have no idea how long it will take. I hope I can finish in 1 week. But in this rhythm, I think maybe 1 month. I don't know. I don't want to drag it too much. I don't want to take too long on that, really. But hopefully 2 weeks. Seriously, if I need to have a previews, if I have to predict the time, I would say 2 weeks. We can have it all figured out. And if more than 2 weeks we are still trying to mess in something or add something, the problem is not we are like completing what we have. The problem will be if in 2 weeks we are still adding more things. Then I think it will be unnecessary things. I don't know. We'll see what's gonna happen. But I really think in 2 weeks we may have all the main things that we're gonna need. And then we can just work on completing them. We'll, of course, work on completing them every day, but yeah, that's basically all we're gonna need to do. We're not gonna really add any other aspect to the story because then it's just gonna make it more and more complex, and that's not the intention. So that's it for today, guys. See